What is up, my friends? I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday and you are very welcome along to today's news roundup. We're going to be speaking about the clamour to bring Jurgen Klopp back. We're going to be talking about quite how close Arne is to getting fired. We'll give you some transfer links to the likes of Elliot Anderson and Indai of Everton. Yes, you did hear me right. And lots more over the next 8 to 10 minutes. A reminder, there won't be any live stream tonight, but we will be back tomorrow at 12:45 to start the watch along. The Reds travel down to London to take on West Ham in a 2 p.m. kickoff, and I hope you can join us for it. Until then, I'm going to get cracking with the news because there's lots to go through. We're going to start off with one of my favourite journalists, actually, Miguel Delaney, who said, as one figure with knowledge of the Liverpool hierarchy said, if the players still aren't responding, there is no other choice than to sack Arne Slot. It really does feel as if he's right on the periphery now. So hopefully, and I say this sincerely, he can turn it round. I've always said it's with a heavy heart that I ever say I want a Liverpool manager gone. It's the first time I've done it since I've been making content, and I always want him to turn it round. But if we don't get a couple of good results, I do think it could be time. Telegraph over in the Netherlands have said Arne Slot could be sacked by Liverpool if there are 2 or 3 more poor results. So you can see the papers are certainly full of the pressure that's on Arne. This here from Lewis Steele, and he said Arne Slot himself knows that this week with 3 league games is the biggest week of his career. And it is. It's going to be massive. We have 3 games coming up. All of them need to be won. I know Jamie Carragher said he takes 7 points from 9. For me, that would be fine normally, but in the situation we're in, we need to see that these players are responding. Look, I kind of get where Jamie's coming from. 7 points from 9 wouldn't be the end of the world at all, and it would certainly be better than we've seen recently. I want to move on to speak about Mark Guehi, because a report coming from Marca has said that there was interest in Mark Guehi from a club in Madrid, but it isn't real. This piece here from Transfer News Live, crediting Marca as their source, say Atletico Madrid have joined the race to sign Crystal Palace and England defender Mark Guehi. The club have contacted Guehi's representatives to get a good understanding of the situation and his ambitions as a player. Diego Simeone, like many other managers across Europe, rates the defender very highly. This is why I am adamant that Liverpool need to do this in January. I've said before, my understanding is Mark Guehi has given his word to Liverpool, but as you get closer to that January window where he can speak to any club outside of England freely without Crystal Palace being able to get involved, it makes you feel like we need to do this early if we are going to do it. Or maybe the club are confident that if they hang on for the summer, Mark Guehi will still come in. That being said, it wouldn't address the issue that we do have, which is a lack of viable options at centre-back with Ibrahim Konaté's form, shall we say, wobbly this season. And I think I've been kind by saying wobbly. So let me know your thoughts there on the Mark Guehi situation. As I said, my understanding is that he has told Liverpool he will join Liverpool, as we were close to getting that deal done in the summer. But it's football, and like I say, anything can change. One out of this world outstanding offer could change everything. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Peter O'Rourke has been speaking a little bit about Federico Chiesa and what may happen there. He said Liverpool could accept an offer for Federico Chiesa in January with the winger not seen as an important player. Now this winds me up. Not what Mr. O'Rourke said. This winds me up because we were told again that this guy was going to be somebody that was part of Arne Slot's options this season. If he's not using him and he's not using Rio, as I've said many times, then he's given himself 4 forwards to choose from, one of them being Isak, who's still working his way to fitness. That's not great for accountability. It's not great for keeping players fit and fresh. It's just not great. What winds me up most about the Chiesa situation is he could have moved him on in the summer. It feels like he's been kept now. I don't know why. I was going to say as a last resort, but even at that, it just feels very, very strange. Surely we could have brought somebody in who the manager wanted if he didn't trust Chiesa. You, I, and every other Liverpool fan I know have clamoured for many more minutes for Fede, but if he is going to be moved on, then let it be in January, and fingers crossed we can go out and get Semenyo. I'm not saying I want Chiesa gone, but if you're saying to me right now, would I rather Semenyo in and Chiesa out so the manager at least has an option that he feels he can use, then yes, I would. But again, it's down to Arne. I want to talk about something that Craig Hope of the Daily Mail has said. And obviously we had quite a bit of information and stories from Craig Hope over the summer with regard to the Isak situation. And this is what he's had to say about Liverpool's interest in a Nottingham Forest player. He said Liverpool are expected to be interested in signing Nottingham Forest midfielder Elliot Anderson. It would take a fee of over £80 million to sign the England international. Now, it feels like we're going head-to-head here with Manchester City for a couple of players recently. Obviously, Liverpool managed to get Florian Wirtz over the summer. Manchester City fans might be saying, well, we got away with one there. I still think we'll have the last laugh on that one. But Antoine Semenyo and the situation with Elliot Anderson both are worth keeping an eye on Manchester City as well, as they are interested in both of those players. Certainly the Elliot Anderson one. I don't know how strongly Liverpool want to move for a DM. For me, it would be third on the pecking order of priorities. Centre-back, wide player, then a DM for me. But let me know your thoughts on that one. And 80 million for Anderson sounds a lot more realistic than the 100 million plus that's been doing the rounds in recent weeks, but still a significant amount of money. I have to say though, I was incredibly impressed with him when we played against Forest. I thought both defensively and offensively, I thought he was really good. Right, this is a crazy story that I just can't see being true because of the club involved in it. So Santi_J_FM has said Manchester City, Liverpool and Spurs have added Iliman Ndiaye to their shortlist for the summer. I just don't believe that, because we know Liverpool and Everton won't be doing business together. It's been a very, very long time since it's happened, particularly when sums of money are involved. So I just don't see this one, honestly. I really don't. Here's the part that really excited me, though, when I read it. Andy Hunter of The Guardian writes, as the clamour among Liverpool fans from Klopp to return gathers pace, it's worth considering that FSG does not want an all-powerful manager in charge. Michael Edwards would, in all likelihood, have not agreed to return to the club had that been the plan. Look, surely FSG as owners are going to want what's best for their asset, the club, what's going to get the club moving back in the right direction. I would say as a fan, if there is any chance at all on this planet to get Jurgen Klopp back in, surely everybody can park up their egos a little bit. Surely everybody could take a step back and do what is best for the club. Remember when we spoke a few months ago about the handover to Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards from Jurgen? It was described as outstanding. It was a faultless process, they described it as. So hopefully, if that came to it and Jurgen was approached, hopefully there's a lot of egos there that could stand down, because it should be about what is best for Liverpool Football Club at this particular moment in time. Florian Wirtz has admitted finding the jump to the Premier League intensity a huge challenge, writes The Times, but his work ethic in the training and in the gym has gone through the roof, they report, and he's already added 2.5 kilograms of lean muscle. So look, it is clear that he does need to put on a bit of muscle and build a bit of upper body strength. I would have always expected that of Florian Wirtz when he came into the league, but there again you can see this kid is doing everything that he can to get back, to get strong enough, to get fit enough, to get prepared enough to be outstanding and a superstar in the Premier League. If you were watching us yesterday, you would have known we spoke about Didi Hamann saying that there could be a possibility of loaning out Florian Wirtz in January, which just is absolutely no way in chance in hell that that's happening, because you don't spend £160 million and then throw in the towel a couple of months in, particularly when he's had a knock as well. So for me, never understood that, but want to reiterate, I have every faith in Florian Wirtz, every faith that this transfer over the course of time will look like a great one for the football club. So look, we know tomorrow it's West Ham. It's been a fruitful hunting ground for us in years gone by. If you watch the preview, you'll know there's been a couple of times we've beaten them by 4s and 5s over the last few years. They're struggling, as you know, but they do have a new manager in. A manager that will know how to frustrate and how to set up to come against us. He did it with Nottingham Forest on many occasions. Now, let's see if he does it with West Ham. I am expecting a low block. I am expecting them to play with pace on the counter-attack, because if they don't, I think Liverpool will tear them to shreds and we could win by 2, 3, 4 again. That being said, though, it's hard to go into this game with any confidence right now, because what we've seen for Liverpool over the last few weeks is back-to-back 3-goal losses. Now, can the boys turn it around? Will we keep kicking the can down the road and saying, this run surely, this next few games surely? It has to be this run of games. You're not going to get it much easier than this. West Ham, Leeds, Sunderland, Brighton, not like walk over of games, but certainly ones that you would say, okay, they should be manageable. Hopefully, we get Wirtz back ASAP as well. There's some talk that maybe he was going to train today. Let's wait and see. But we do know if they lose tomorrow, if they don't come back from the London Stadium with 3 points, I do honestly feel that that could be the time that he loses his job. Others think he has the whole Christmas period, no matter what happens. I really don't know, but I do know it's got to change. So look, that's it for me for today, folks. As I mentioned, there won't be a live stream tonight. Really, really appreciate your time. The channel keeps going from strength to strength, and it's only because of your amazing support. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you tomorrow, where we'll have our watch-along, match reaction, player ratings video, and we'll even have a late night agenda for you tomorrow night as well. Until then, have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you for your time as always. Much love.